Alright, everybody. So, um, would y'all like to see the rankings first, or would y'all like to see or hear how I did the rankings? Because I can go into either one of these first. I think it'd probably be best to go tell you how I did it first. Um, but if nobody answers in like the next 2 or 3 seconds, I will just do why or how I did it first. Um, oh, Matty G wants rankings first. Of course you do, Matt. Of course. Oh. Anyone else for rankings first? I know Matt, that's all he cares about. He doesn't care how I did this. Oh, well, there's one for how I did it. Okay. Okay, how first? Matt, you got overruled. So, all right. So let's go into how I did this ranking system. Um Matty's a nice guy. He might be a bitch, but he's a nice guy. So first of all, the win we know is flawed when it comes to ranking players and teams. As you can see, the win it goes off of um, just events that are put into the win, and even then, it doesn't even it calculates. You get more points for how many people were there, which makes sense. And if WKOs, you get like 5 times the points. So if you get top 2 in a WKO, you get 5 times the points. But if you win the Rock Cup goes in there and it's just normal. So someone who won a local WKO with 16 players compared to Rock Cup with 62 players, then you're scoring 4 to 5 times more points than them. So I wanted to find an unbiased. I say unbiased. Everything's biased. There's no way you can find unbiased. I wanted to find a more reasonable way to rank players. So the way I looked at it is like college football. They have people they poll on a weekly basis, and they take their votes and they put them on a list. So the first person who gets or gets ranked first gets on theirs. It's a top 25. So, but we did a top 15. So top 15. The first person that was voted for this. So say I polled Pat Yapoko was one of the people I polled, and I wanted him to and he right, college football is not biased. That's a lie. He ranked somebody first. That first place person he ranked got 14 or 15 points. The second place person would get 14 points. The third place person would get 13 points. And all the way so on and so forth down the list. The 15th person getting 1 point. And I took Pat's list. Then I would take the other, I think it's 17 or 18 other people that I polled and asked. I will release the names of the people who voted. I will not release who they voted for. They can do that on their own if they would like. If that's up to them, their disclosure. I will not put anything out there that they don't want public, but you will know who voted. But so it goes and say if the number one person on his list, and then it could have been someone who was number 4 on someone else's list. But if number 2 got number 2 on both of those lists, he would actually be ranked above him because 15 plus 12 and 14 plus 14, it would actually be more, be 28 compared to 27, I think. Yeah, 27. So that person would actually pass up the person who was in first on Pat's list, just because someone else ranked him lower on their list. And I did that throughout 18, 19 people. Let me count. I can. There's math to be involved here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 people. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 18 people were polled. I do have an idea of how I want to. I will be revealing points, yes. I do have an idea of I would like more people on this poll. If you would like to be included in this poll, and there's not somebody in your region or on your team that's included in this poll already, and you have to give me a reason why I should include you in this poll, I will be more than happy to take votes from other people. As the more this grows, the um, more balanced it'll be. I tried to get people from all over the country and all over and outside of the country. There are 3 people from Canada who voted. I have 2 people from the East Coast, 2 or 3 people from the South, 2 or 3 people from the West Coast, and I think 4 people from the East Coast. Um, and it's just I'm trying to get more people. I need some people up in the Northwest. I need people probably in Colorado, someone in that area to vote as well. But you have to be somebody who is involved in competitive play, whether it's on a podcast or a player. I don't mind if you're a player or a podcast member, or you just follow the game very closely. And you see who wins, and you pay attention to what they play and how they play it, and you watch streams when you can, obviously. Um, and so you have to be a follower of the game competitively, not just somebody who goes to their weekend events or weekday events and wants to vote for something. Um, so that's pretty much how I did it. So if you got voted first place, you got 15 points. If you got voted 10th place, I got 18 submissions in total. I had one person who was on vacation and didn't have the time to fill it out. I had one person so I had 20 originally that I wanted to poll. I had one person who was on vacation and couldn't have the time to fill it out or think about it, so he said please include him in the next one. And I had 2 people actually turn it down, who just one didn't want to get into the ranking of players and just wanted to enjoy the game, which I understand, and the other one couldn't. He didn't follow. He decided that he didn't follow it close enough to put his opinion into the bag, and he would have. I don't remember what he said, but he decided not to do it. Um, College football actually does top 25, but people doing people putting lists together of top 15 was hard enough. Some people were like, well, maybe I can't even fill out top 15. But after they thought about it, they were like, man, there's some people I would like to put in 17. So I think 15 is where I need to stay for now until the game grows. When the game grows a little bit more, I could probably do. Yeah, exactly. Clicks ain't that big. I could probably do bump it up to 20 people, but for now, I think 15 is great. It puts some people on the edge trying to get in, and I'll go over the honorable mentions as well in this, so we'll get a feed of all of that. So does anybody else have any questions before I move on to the actual rankings? Oh wait, you want to know who, right? So who were the people who voted? So in no particular order at all, this is actually where they submitted, or who submitted first in reverse order or something, or no, I don't remember how I did it. I polled Randy Carter. I hope y'all can't see this on the screen. Hold on, let me see if y'all can see that. Nope, okay, good. I polled Randy Carter. He's from the Midwest. He is one of the members of CWO. Very big into the metative game and the community. Daniel Powell, obviously we all know who Daniel Powell is. DJ Riggin, a host for Shots Fired and a big competitive player. Jason Collins from Married with Clicks. He put in his top 15. Sun Wan, the person who streamed the Rock World Cup this year, or Rock Cup this year, and did a fine job. I applaud him for that. He did great. Great time with him there that weekend. Patrick Upoko from the East Coast runs Majestics, follows it, is a big component into the community, and the judge for the Rock. Then the Rock host himself, Howard Brock, put in his top 8 or top 15, top 8. Then I had Aaron Cantu from the West Coast as well, put in a vote. I then pulled Kenny Pena, WizKid's own Kenny Pena, from the East Coast and a coordinator with WizKids. Then I pulled Aries Edge, Edward Shelton. He runs a podcast and is also the team captain for Phoenix Nest. Scott Johnson, who's a big player down in the Houston area, competitive player, keeps up with the meta game quite a bit. And I did Jay Solomon, who is a WizKids official judge or affiliate or something, I don't remember, and a rock judge. He's from Canada. Then I pulled Paris Gordon. We all know who that big mouth is. PJ Bolin from Phoenix Nest and one of the greatest people in the community in general. Then Joshua Essex from Canada as well. Myself voted, and Scott Crampton. So those are the 18 people who came together to form this rankings list. Do I get to vote? I get special clearance. I get to in the game, and I'm an old player. I'm actually working on side thing. Look here, clicks. Hell hide. No, Jeremy. You don't know anything about competitive. I said you, Aries. Oh, you're from the East Coast. You're not special. Everybody knows your big mouth. We don't need to get into that. Yeah, I'll look into those three people. I'll actually message them. Thank you. I'm guessing it's Majestic CNO. That's probably Pat. Okay, I will talk to Tyler. Michael Paris. I've never actually met him, but that wouldn't be bad. Ben, believe Arizona. All right, I'll talk to those three people. Thank y'all for the suggestions. All right, so is everyone ready for the actual rankings? Let's see. All right, so to start it off, we'll go to number 15. Click on. All right, J Major is number 15. Jay is part of Phoenix Nest and has won a few smaller events this year. Placed well throughout the 2018 season. He's recently in the top 8 at the Rock Cup. He has been known to play Unimine, Shredders, everything and anything. He has a store in the Origins place. Oh, CWO, that's what I meant. Oh, man, you're right. Whatever. They're just so like, oh, well, there's 14. Man, don't be rude. I did this last second. This PowerPoint right here was last second. I literally was doing this until 7:10 when I went live. Don't judge me. Okay, CWO, I'll fix it right now. I'm sorry. Look, I'll fix it. No, man, am I showing y'all the rest of this? Whatever, you'll live. Bam, okay. Alright, so Jay is number 15. Great player, great for the community. And his son is also really great as well. They both placed top 8 at the Rock Cup. Alright, number 14. Kenji, I'm not even going to say his last name, Kenji. Kenji has been considered one of the top players in HeroClix for years. Team Bashim and him have had a great year so far. They all traveled, I think almost all, traveled up to yes, I know I hate Batman, but it was a good picture. Whatever, don't judge me. Um, when he shows up he's always near the top. His recent performance at the U.S. and Canadian Nationals is evidence of his caliber of play. Great player. When he was at Canadian Nationals, he was right there in the midst of it with the rest of them, with Team Pushing. I believe he got top 8 or top 16 at U.S. Nationals. Expect him to have a good showing at Worlds. All right, next, Scott Crampton. This is the best picture I could find of Scott. All the other ones were just him ugly. Mostly you can't see his face or body here, so it's even better. Scott is a multiple-time world champion and has always been a force to reckon with at the table. He is one of the driving forces on 4 Points Gaming. His inclusion in the list was a no-brainer to most voters. There was very few lists with him not on it, but there were a few. Number 12, Tyler Spees. This is the best picture I could find of you, Tyler. You never post pictures of yourself, so here you go. Tyler's part of Clixed and has been known more recently as Mr. Free Willy. His team building and performance for the last few months with his whale/monster team has paved the way for him to breach this list. Breach, get it? His undefeated Swiss play at Rock Cup turned a lot of heads, and a few even think he has a shot at Worlds later this month. Number 11, Ed Berkowitz. Ed, as part of 4 Points Gaming, has been in the top cut since I can remember. His consistent top finishes as well as his Rock Cup win had voters placing him on almost every list. You've now been called that, Tyler. I'm now calling you Mr. Free Willy. Get over it. Ed is an amazing player whose consistency is almost unmatched. Almost. But he's right there in the midst of everything. If he's at a tournament, he's there and playing. He's playing at a high caliber. All right. Adam Friedman is number 10. Adam is an independent, but there is not a team out there that wouldn't mind having a mind like his on the team. They might not be able to take him actually talking all the time, but they would love to have a mind like his on the team. His analytics of the game and pieces is one of the greatest in the game. Never count out Adam. His top 8 finish this year at Rock Cup, as well as his 4th place finish last year, are a testament to that. Number 9, Matty G. Yes, I can spell his last name. No, I'm not going to. If Matt shows up to an event, expect him to be a top contender, but don't expect him to know what he's playing till build sheets are due. One of the best pilots in the game and a member of Phoenix Nest. Matt, I know you're watching. Love you, but you're still ugly. I'm glad you got. Hey, I'm gonna go over the points here. You got 9th. Yes. I will go over points so you know where you're actually at. So I will say this now: the top 1 through 5 were really close in point, or not close. They were closer in points. Then there was a gap, and then 6 through 10 were closer in points, and then 11 through 15 were close in points. There was quite a big gap between 5th and 6th and 10th and 11th, but those were pretty consistent. We'll go over those shortly. Number 8, Dustin Cedars. Dustin is an innovator and driving force in the competitive community. Any event can be taken at him at any point. His moves are precise and calculated. Keep an eye on him for Worlds. In my opinion, I think he could take it this year. Dustin, I think he's a great player. His mind is up there. I voted for him, so I don't know who you are, Lotus Guard, so I can't say why you're not ranked. Number 7. George Masu. George is one of the OGs. If you don't know what OG is, then I'm sorry. If he's not at an event, if he's at an event, he's probably at the top table. His play is meticulous and precise. Never underestimate what he can do. Yeah, his previous things have just speak for themselves. So, me, me. I do stuff. I don't know who that weird dude holding George is. I don't know what to say about myself, but I was put in 7th. We'll go over points and whatever. I've won a few states. I did 3rd last year at Rock Cup. I did 4th this year at Rock Cup. I was top cut at Nationals for the past 2 years. So we'll see how Worlds goes. Tom Kerr. I don't have a picture of him, but Tom isn't new to the top of things. But some people south of the border, Canadian border, might not have seen him as much until recently. He is a 2-time Rock Canadian Nationals winner and 2nd place this year at Rock Cup. I don't know if he's traveling to Worlds, but if he does, definitely keep an eye out for him to take it all. Number 4, Easton Brock. Easton is part of Stratagem/Lucky Dice. His consistency and clicks is one of the best of all time. He is rarely not at the top cut, and he's been a roll or two from many major titles. I mean, I literally did this PowerPoint at the last second, Pat. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to get it more organized next time. Voting is going to be easier next time, and I appreciate it. Next time I'll reach out to you. These are all Facebook photos. But I do like this one because it shows the better half of Easton here. So, whatever. Isaac. I didn't want to go searching for a picture of a little kid on the internet, so this is the picture I got from Scott's Facebook. So don't judge me. Isaac is the kid wonder. I don't even know what to say I don't even have to say anything about this kid. His record and pedigree say it all. The top player on his team, which is saying a lot. This is the third member of 4 Points Gaming on here. Um, I hope to never play against him. So I hope you don't run into him either. The kid is a strategic genius. Just watch out for those plays on stream where he surprises everybody. Let's see. Number 2, PJ Bolin. Where do you even start with this guy? The man does it all. He is a voice of the community, but also one of the best in the community. His team building skills and play are at the top. He was the most consistent player in voting, as he deserved to be. I don't think there was a list that had PJ below third or fourth. Let me see. Okay, there's one fifth. Yeah, that's it. There was one list that had him at fifth. Everyone else has him in the top 3. Nope, there's a fourth as well. So he was the most consistent across the board. Did I skip 6? No, I didn't skip 6. 6 was me. Gosh damn it. Thank you though, PJ. I appreciate it. And that just says a lot. He's part of Phoenix Nest and a great team there. He's the second on his team to be on the list, right? Yeah, I think so. And then number 1 is Daniel. Daniel is, well, just Daniel. He wins and wins a lot. Paris list probably threw everything off. No, there was actually some really big variance. Oh wait, no, go back. There was a few lists that had Daniel all the way down to 10, all the way, but it's a big. There was a big discrepancy with Daniel, and I'll go over points here after I talk about Daniel. But PJ almost beat him just on consistency alone. But anyways, he is back-to-back Rock Cup winner, top 4 at Nationals, and multiple WKO Rock event wins. He is the heavy favorite of Worlds right now. Can someone stop his hot streak? It's amazing what he's done over the last year alone, since Rock Cup of last year, and winning the events he's won and winning the Rock Cup again. He was a roll-off away from being at the Nationals top table. So, I mean, top 4 with 2 wins and 3 of the major events that have happened in the last year is pretty big. So, I mean, I feel like he deserves to be there, and everyone else who voted apparently did as well. Most of the people, I should say. So I'll actually go into, I'll do the, I will do the honorable mentions after I do points. So Daniel had 243 points throughout the 18 with 10 first place votes. PJ had 241. So 243 for Daniel, 241 for PJ. And PJ only had 2 first place votes. So that just shows you how consistent PJ was to have almost as many points as Daniel for these rankings and still take the number 2, or almost take the number 1 spot. Isaac Berkowitz, he had 225 points with 4 first place votes. Then you had Easton Brock at 4th with 202 votes, so 23 below Isaac. And then this is where the gap happens. I'm sorry, it was 4th to 5th, not 5th to 6th. So from Easton with 202, and then you have a pretty big drop with Tom all the way to 5th, who had 156 votes or points with 1 first place vote. I had 135 votes. George Masu had 134 votes, so 1 behind me, with 1 first place vote for him as well. That's all 18 first place votes calculated now. So George had 1, Tom had 1, Isaac had 4, PJ had 2, and Daniel had 10. In 8th place, it was Dustin Cedars, who actually tied George Masu with 134 points. But he didn't have a first place vote, so I put George above him. On average, George had the higher placement. Matty G had 124 votes. So if you go from me to Matty G, so 6th to 9th, there is a discrepancy of 11 points. That could be literally 2 votes away. It's ridiculous. And then right above that is George with or Tom with 156. So that 9th through 5th is all really close and could change after Worlds. We'll see. Then you had 10th was Adam Friedman, who was down to 101 points. And then we had quite another large jump, almost 40 points again, all the way down to 11th place, which was Ed Berkowitz. 12th was Tyler Spees with 50 points. Scott Crampton with 47. Kenji at 42. And Jay Major at 36. So that's how the points breakdown went. And then let's see. Let's go over the runner-up, or not run, the honorable mentions. The people who also received votes. So I will say this now: if there was a person on your list who only received 1 vote, or they only received a vote from you, I automatically removed them from the list. Having 1 vote from 17 players on a list removes you from an honorable mentions, in my opinion. If not multiple people were voting for you, then why is that one person? That could be a regional bias. That could be a friendly bias. It's just, if you're only getting 1 vote from 1 person on this panel, I feel like you shouldn't be included on the list until multiple people are recognizing you as a top player. So, turn more heads. All right, so 16th, or well, the first runner-up would be Paris Gordon. He was only 2 points away from J Major with 34 points. Then there was DJ Riggins with 25. Pedro Rochoa with 20. Abdul came in with 14. Steve DiCarlo came in at 14. Ed Shelton came in at 12. Micah Love came in at 10. Matt Espru, the other 4 points gaming guy. I can't remember his last name for the life of me right now. Espru? Anyways, he came in with 9 points. Randy Carter came in with 7. Aaron Cantu came in with 6. Samuel Powell came in with 4. And Wes Summers came in with 4 points as well. And that was everybody that was included on the list and received votes. So I will be posting this in a post on Esbrook. That's right. I will be posting this on a post, and if Pat wants me to, I can put this together for him to put together in a Majestics article of his choice, if he wants to go ahead and do that. So, no, Aaron Cantu was on there. Aaron received 6 points. He was on 1, 2, 3, 4 list. He was on 4 list. Daniel Powell was on 2X. What does that mean? I don't know what that means, Matt. Daniel Powell was on 2X. Was on 2 times? That was Sam Powell. Sam received votes. She got 4 points. Not Daniel. Did I say Daniel? Damn it, I'm sorry. Sam got 4 points. Sam and West got 4 points. You did not hear Pat. Some people voted for Pat, but I kindly asked them to remove Pat because Pat hasn't done anything, and not done anything. He does not play competitively as much as he has in the past, and he didn't even include himself in his own list. So I felt like it wouldn't be fair to include him in other lists. So I asked other people to remove him from list, as well as Howard Brock. Howard hasn't played anything. Howard hasn't played anything since he won the World Championship. So I asked people to remove Howard and Pat from their list only because of lack of play over the last year. I did ask this to be a list from the last 6 to 12 months, and as I asked for this list, of course, Pat decided to play in an event that weekend. So thank you, Pat. I really appreciate you making it more difficult for me to ask people not to put you on their list. Uh, um, exactly, it's not in my 2006 list. Uh, I feel like it's pretty much what have you done for me lately? What does that mean, Matt? What do you mean by that? Dave? Who's Dave? I don't even know a Dave. Does anyone know a Dave? I don't know a Dave. Um, but it. Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It's pretty much what have you done for me lately. Correct. The rankings is not an all-time list. This is I asked each voter to do a current list for the last um, uh, current list for the last 6 to 12 months of play. So yes, what is fresh on everyone's mind? So if y'all have any other questions, be free to or be more than happy to ask. Um, I did tell people they could go back to Rock Cup of last year. Um, yes, you swam 90 miles and missed a lot. Uh, I will be putting this on YouTube for anybody if they want to go back and listen to find out how I did the rankings because that was at the start. I'm guessing that's Kenny. Okay, Kenny swam 90 miles. Um, well, Kenny, I think you're a great player. Don't let him bring you down. All right, everybody. If there's no more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I'm gonna try to upload it within the next 30, 45 minutes. I am gonna be playing Tyler here in the next 20 or 30 minutes as well. We're gonna play a challenge game. I am. I'm telling him right now. We're gonna play a challenge game. He said whales are better than Wolverines at 50 points. So we're gonna play a 300-point whales versus Wolverines. So 6 whales versus 6 Wolverines. We'll probably do 2 matches on a map of his choice and a map of my choice. How often will I do this? I will try to do this every quarter. So I will do one in January for March, and I'll try to do one in April, May, June. I'll try to do one in July, and then November or October. So I will try to do one every quarter, and I will get votes in. So if you have anybody you think you want to add to this list of following competitive play, let me know. Hit me up with something that you would like. Someone, I know, Pat, you suggested a few people. I need to actually go back and copy and paste that so I can remember those names. Oh, I'll find it in a minute. No, not every month, Matt. I'm sorry. Not enough big events in some of the months, like November or December wouldn't even have one. Yes, I will poll the same people every time. I will try to make the what's it called? The panel. I'll call it a panel of voters bigger, just so there's less bias for one region or people's opinions. So it takes more of opinions out of it and goes with consistency. That's what I'm going with here is a more consistent way to have people vote. Yes, more than 15. If you look at college football rankings, they have over 1,000 people vote. And then they have the coaches poll, which is I think 300 and something, which is essentially the same thing, but the coaches poll does all the coaches, and then the USA Today rankings does. Oh, no, that's the USA coaches poll. The other one I can't remember off the top of my head. That one does media and broadcasters. So it's I feel like it's not consistent. I feel 100% feel it's not consistency. Okay. I mean, I don't know how else to do consistency other than what I'm trying to do. If you can talk to me about a better way to get a consensus top 15 list across the country, then I would love to hear it. You have won. You did win. I don't know why people didn't put you in the list. I will tell you my rankings, where you were on mine at least. Matt, I had you at 6th. So, Yeah, you can call me. Not right this second, obviously. Um, uh, I, you can call me, but not right this second. Um, I don't think there's any more questions except for Matt being upset that he was ninth. I'm sorry. I did say I voted. Oh my god. Tyler, you can go back and watch the video. I did say I voted. I was one of the 18 that I polled. Um, I know, Matt. I'm just giving you a hard time. I could look at events, but then you can't really do that because what if, say George Masu only does one event a year, nationals or worlds? Like, can you say that he's not a top player when he gets first or fourth at that event and then never goes to WKOs? And you go to WKOs and win WKOs but get ninth? You get Adam Freeman to come up with an algorithm. Adam was the person I asked to vote, and he politely declined because he couldn't do it. He didn't want to put a list together because he didn't feel like he knew. I don't win WK. Whatever, Matt. You get what I'm saying. George doesn't go to rock events, so is he now not going to be as high on the list because he just doesn't win as much, but he wins more important ones? Like, you can't really say wins alone is what ranks you, because I feel like that's not how it should work. What did you win? He won a Super Q and a Mega Qualifier, or two Super Qs, or three, whatever. He won a few things. Well, I'm gonna let y'all stay in here and chat. I will pause the stream, or not pause the stream. I will put it on intermission so y'all can talk. Thanks to everybody. Y'all have a good night, and thank y'all for joining us for the first ever Clixed player ranking.